City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people, this is city I met all my best friends. And I wanna thank every break, I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm David, and I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion and it's mine.
Hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I ain't dancing around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah, city of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Chee-hoo! What's up, people? What's up? Greetings, salutations. Welcome to another show. I am Doc Rock, your content creation coach, and today we're doing a creative Q&A because podcast recording took longer than I wanted to, so it didn't give me enough time to do what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. But hey, you know what? Here's a cool thing. Today's a good day for Q&A anyway, and I got some things that I recently acquired that I thought I would also share, which I just think is freaking cool. So, yeah, we just wanted to do that. We wanted to give you an opportunity to freaking Rich, I swear to God, this guy. We wanted to give you an opportunity to come in, ask your questions. You know how the rules, fam. Throw a Q colon in the front if you want to get your questioned answered. Alrighty then. If you want to get your question answered, go ahead and do that. I do want to give you a couple of things to talk about real quick. Let me see if I can move this image over to this side. Chee-hoo. Here we go. So, folks, speaking of a podcast recording, this is incredible. Okay, So I recorded a brand new episode of the Creator 50 podcast. You can find it over at creator50.fm or creator50.com. Sorry. I just recorded this, and I do a little bit deep dive talking about the short form video stuff because it is doing really well. And I know that Gretchen and Dina are both hanging out with me in the short form video tribunal. And see, Dina even has a question about such a thing. So we'll talk about that in a second. So yes, I created a new episode on the podcast, on the Creator 50 podcast. And we're talking about, like, should you be creating short form video? That's in there. So again, if you get a chance, check that out. And also, I just had the benefits, the nature or whatever you want to call it, of dropping out the Flow episode 2 with Katie. We recorded that this morning. The official first episode of the podcast is live and kicking on the old podcast networks. So either podcast can be found at all your basics, you know, your Spotify, your Google Box, your Apple, Castro, Overcast, Stitcher, TuneIn, like iHeartRadio, whatever you're into, you should be able to find it there. And yeah, if you listen to either of those two podcasts and you get something out of it, by all means, do us a favor and drop a review. Reviews really do help, and share it with somebody who you think ought to be listening to such a thing. So just want to say that real quick. It's been fun. Like, I love being a podcaster. I've been a podcaster for years. I love getting into energy. There's something dope about not just dropping a new episode, but dropping a whole brand new podcast, like starting it from the beginning, and it's pretty dope. So you're going to want to check that out. If you are interested in podcasting too, I do have this cool little podcast checklist that I made, and it gives you like all of the myriad things you need to do whenever you want to start out an old podcast. So I have that available to you as well. Yeah, we can help you figure out how to get that. So, boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's .com. I actually got the .com, Paul. Don't know how I did it, but I scored it. I do believe Creator50.live works as well, but I think I set the podcast site up on the old .com. But both of them should work. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Paul. And that's the other one. And Rich says, a podcast about podcasts. What's really dope is I like the fact that in the new beta, you can actually see wrenches next to Ken folks' names. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's go to the first question. Dina said, what are your thoughts on how we can leverage Reel to add values to our communities? That is a good question. So in the podcast, strangely enough, and I'll still talk about it here because you guys are here, and I lost my center spot. Where'd it go? Anyway, never mind. We'll fight that later. I always do that. I always get wigged out about finding my center spot and messes me up. So I think that a couple things super important about short form videos so far. This is what I figured out so far. And again, everything I'm figuring out is completely wrong because it will change next week or the week after or the week after or the week after. So the first rule of Fight Club is you gotta be flexible as hell, right? When it comes to these reels and things like that, you gotta be flexible as all get because Instagram don't know what the hell they doing. TikTok not really any better, nor does YouTube. All of this stuff is new to everyone. So why it's a good time to get in? Like it's almost Wild Wild West, if you will, not to be confused with Kanye. Because it ebb and flows and it changes on the fly, it gives you an opportunity to get in at the ground level. Like this is still ground level, people. Yes, there's lots of reels. Yes, there's a lot of TikTokers, but it's still ground level. Like if you think about these platforms in comparison to where YouTube is, yo, you're at the very beginning of the Amway circles before they changed the name to Worldwide Bullshit Dreamers or whatever they called it. I forgot what they called it. Yeah, before even they changed the name from Amway to about the 7 other things they called it, Dynamic Dream Builders or Diamond Crusted Circle Drawers, whatever. Like that is where IG short form video, TikTok short form video, LinkedIn short form video. That's where they all still are. And yes, I know it's easy to look at these numbers and go that these are massive platforms, so they must be like far in the tooth. Nah, not really. It's still early days. Still early days. So you have a chance to get in when you fit in. So your first thing to understand is be flexible. Now, to Dina's point specifically, two things I think you should do. Number one, be as yourself as possible. Again, I can tell you point blank, I believe Ken folks are 112% over the fake gurus. So the best way to add value to your community is show up as a normal human being, not like I am special. The number one thing that chaps my nads on the internet these days, especially on IG and Facebook, is, sir and sir is an expert. India Delgado is a Puerto Rican love queen expert. No, you're not. Nobody's an expert. Stop that shit. Right? Stop worrying about that you are not an expert. Because it's doesn't matter. I keep telling you guys over and over again, from January, I started this mess and I'm still talking about it. No one wants to see the polished people anymore. People are over it. Mary Lou and I had a hilarious conversation this week. You know what? Probably the number one thing I can do to screw up my reels is do them in the studio, right? And I want to do more, but like when people see this, right, they go, oh, must be an ad, right? So you don't want to be hyper polished. You want to be your normal self. Actually, Junior, I saw that piece, and it's funny. I sent it to Tom Buck because Tom Buck has been preaching this madness for day one. And actually, so have I. And so it's really funny that I sent it to Tom today, and then Tom's answered back, which was super hilarious. It's like clearly he's stealing my ideas. So it's a super Tom Buck answer. But yeah, I've been saying this to people for at least the last year. Nobody wants to see the gurus or the experts anymore because those people, they've all been sold. They've all been caught out. Yeah, I have very specific thoughts on what caused people to like get over this concept of the experts, but so many of the people that we put our love into. Okay, filmmakers, right? Filmmakers in general. Back in the day, you know who we thought was the greatest thing since sliced bread when it came to filmmakers? Kevin Spacey. I remember me and my boys, when we first got into filmmaking, we wanted to go to like Kevin Spacey workshops and learn how to, make films like him. We wanted to learn how to bring that Reservoir Dogs style dopeness to a production. And then your hero gets blown up. Not in a Marvel movie, but your hero gets blown up for being an a-hole. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I mean, you know what it is. You've been to the club out here, Junior. If you've seen any of my parties, my favorite song to end the night with step, step, slide to slide. And then what did R. Kelly do? Sold us up the river. So like anybody, especially people in between, say the ages of like 35 to 55, so many of our heroes got blown up in the last couple of years. And what did that teach you? It teaches you to stop putting your faith into some other kin folks and put them faith into yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like having those people just blow up in your face kind of took away from that, right? It kind of took away from the understanding that regular people want to see a person just like them. And they want to ride dirty with you. They want to feel like they can do what you're doing. Before, we used to look at the pros like, I want to get to there, but I can't because there were gatekeepers. There was processes we didn't know about. There was all this secret scroll information we didn't know about. There was this mystery. Now, all the information to how to do anything in the planet is available. Now, you can find somebody who's just starting right with you in buddy system. You can ride dirty with them. Right? You can see a whole bunch of people tipping the scales at 3+ going on a let me lose 100-pound journey, and you can slide in with them. You didn't have to look at a skinny person telling you, I'm going to tell you how to lose 300 pounds. You could go in with another person look just like you. The scale be like, get off when we step on, and we can just all go, right? So I'm in that position now, right? Me and Aubrey and Keely and Dina and Avars, a bunch of us, we jumped into the Discord server and we created the I'm Losing It channel. Actually, Aubrey created the I'm Losing It channel. And we all working and hanging out together, like working on our fitness, like we Fergie together. Not nay one of us is a fitness expert. Carly is, but the group was created by a bunch of people that felt like we need to get a little bit healthier. You know what I'm saying? That's more fun. That is absolutely more fun. So I definitely am with this talk. Be the enthusiast, not the expert. Nobody cares about the experts anymore. Everybody just want to see real people, just like real people. Dun 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 dun. Boom boom boom. For your question, Albert, I am using Ecamm Live Beta, but we're talking about creator support right now, not really Ecamm. Yes, I do work there, but not right now. Right now, I'm being me. I'm working for me at this moment in time. So anyway, we'll deal with that later. You can ask those questions in the Ecamm Discord. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, Dina said it. There you go. And yes, Paul is correct. I always use the latest beta. There's no question. You just know that to be true. Yes, Junior, I enjoy the enthusiast mindsets too, because here's the other thing. You know what's dope? The excitement you have when you discover something new, right? That's the part to me that's fun. And I think people dive onto you or connect with you when you that enthusiasm, that whatever it comes out. The problem with being an expert is sometimes we, personal company included, it comes off a little bit douchey. It comes off a little bit holier than thou. And I will say that in full compliment because I oftentimes don't mean it to be that way because I say something that's factual that come from my experience, but I can tell you people take it that way. And that kind of sucks. I hate that feeling when they come back at me and be like, oh, you made it sound like, that you're better than us or whatever. And that's never my intention. My intention is to teach it. But the disadvantage of being an expert is sometimes it comes off a little harsh to those people who are just figuring it out. So the dope part about being an enthusiast is you can always correct from an enthusiastic position instead of from an expert position. That is what I'm learning from my buddy Tom Buck. Like I'm learning how to present my 40 years of doing this to y'all in a manner that comes off more like the fun side versus the just listen to me because I said so kind of thing. And it's a transition, fam. It's a hard habit to break. I ain't gonna lie. And again, here's the funny thing about that. When it comes off with the hard blank, 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 that is probably, I don't like this word, but I'm going to use it to make this point. That is probably the imposter syndrome coming in the back, tapping you on the back of the head and be like, hey, yo, doc, these fools just tried to check your knowledge. And so what do? You swell up and then you tell them what you finna tell them. From the I know this to be real because I'm an expert. And what you were doing, I'm speaking about me. I'll go ahead and say it. What you're doing, whether you know it or not, is you're defending your position. You're defending your expertise based off of what you already know, based off of your experience. But here's the problem with today. And we've watched this carry out in the last how many years more than ever before. A lot of times what you knew or what you thought you knew is either no longer relevant to today or you can't sell it as vinegar. You got to sell it as honey because whether we like it or not, the world is softer. And I know people are going to hate me for saying that, but it's true. The world is softer. People got different feelings than what we had. We were told, sit down, shut up, pay attention. You might learn something. And that don't work no more. It doesn't work no more. It should work because people should understand and respect the values that someone with a lot of experience will have. Like if Tiger told me, hey man, if you want to get better at putting, you're going to have to like loosen your bottom hand bend your knees in a little bit tighter and exhale before you pull the putter back, and then slowly stroke it. You'll get better in the hole. I would listen to Tiger. I wouldn't be like, what you talking about, Tiger? I don't trust you, blah, blah. I wouldn't be like that. But you know what? People nowadays, they just don't. Half the time it's excuses. Half the time it's curiosity. Half the time it's because they're coming to you because they have been bullshit. They have been bullshitted for way too long by a bunch of other people. So you're just catching them at the end of 6 other experts that done got on their nerves. So you have to learn to, and this is me talking to me again, have to learn to not take it personal. There is no need for me to defend my expertise. I know what my expertise is. I've done this mess for 4 decades, right? I don't have to beat the chest and prove that Providence anymore. I'm going to just Missouri it, show and prove. Just do what I do, and that's my Providence. I don't have to proclaim any further. And again, I think it's highly because people are just over experts anyway, so it's better. The enthusiast mindset definitely allows you to bring that to the table and less of the silverback chest beating to the table. So good question, Dina, 100%. The best way to bring that value again is to just be you, let them see you as you, not necessarily an expert, but you're doing that. And to show, I think one of the biggest things that you can show and value these days is show the mistakes, man. Show your work. You remember your algebra teacher, Miss Goodman? Show your work. Like, she needed 3 pages to show your work. And I'm like, yo, Miss G, I could do this in my head. And she's like, no, you can't. Why can't you? Well, because you're from the hood. No, I'm smart. I can do this in my head. But she's like, no, you got to show the work, because otherwise you're cheating. So, it's a thing. And again, it's easy for me to come in and just say, nah, fam, you can just create this overlay like this and go with it. Now what I got to do, I got to show you how I make the overlays. You know what I mean? So that way you can see it's not that hard, So, Dina, your best value proposition for your kinfolks is show them step by step. Show them the good, the bad, the ugly, the easy, the hard. You thought this was hard, but it's really easy. Or you thought this was easy because I make it look easy because I've been doing this for many years, but this is hard, right? I like to bring the reality of people's like, well, I just want this audio thing to be this because I want it to be easy. Nothing about audio is easy. Stop even looking for it, fam. Take the freaking stairs. Audio is hard, and good audio makes or breaks a show. So, like it or not, newbie or not, professional or not, you got to get good with audio if you want your show to look fabulous. If you want your show to sound fabulous and you want people to come for, you got to get your audio on point. And everybody is looking for some shortcut with their audio. I want to press a button and it doesn't work, fam. Science don't do that. It's like, I want to be a parent, but I don't want to raise no kids. I just want, some straight A student that I can brag to everybody, my kid's a genius, but I don't want to put any work into it. That's the same thing. You can't just, people do it, but you can't just invent a youngin' and then don't want to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same thing with this process. Some of this stuff is actual work, and I wish my fellow creators would stop lying to people about how easy it is. Tell them it's hard, but show them how, as opposed to telling everybody, nah, fam, it's easy. You can just do it. Sometimes that side of the story is disingenuous because it sets people up for false pretenses, and then the first time the S hits said proverbial fan, they have a minor blow up. So, Dina, that's my takeaways from this. Be as you as possible. Tell everything, explain it, good, bad, different, or ugly. And that's how you bring value. You don't have to do anything specifically. I also believe, again, something that Limwell and Strick put me onto a long time ago, and I stick to this to my very day. I'm telling everything. If there's a course, it'll be in the course, but I still done told it out in the prep. I'm not hiding anything behind a paywall, right? What you get behind the paywall, for those of you guys that are Drop Squad, you know already, but what you get behind the paywall, closer access to the family, closer access to me personally, one-on-one calls and things like that. That's what you get. But I'm not hiding nothing behind my course. Like, that's a bunch of BS. That's the kind of crap that experts pull, not enthusiasts, right? Enthusiasts, again, my favorite conversation about enthusiasts, I had it this morning. Ask a 5-year-old about a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what an enthusiast looks like. Ain't not a 5-year-old says, you know what, I would explain you all you need to know about a Triceratops, but I'm going to need you to sign up for this course. You ain't going to hear that. It's not going to happen. You know? And go to the church and find Clavel. You know that old dude that still wear the seersucker shirt and the polyester pants with the high polished kicks, got his fedora, got a little feather, and he still got a Cadillac broom? Roll up on Clavel and ask him some questions about dating. Clavel ain't gonna tell you to get his coast. Clavel gonna be like, nah, player, let me tell you how it is, young man. If you want to get the female to like you the way you want them to like you, what you need to do is go ahead and get your head right. First, you gotta get a fade. You gotta get a nice fade, come off the ears, you know, and then get a little smell good. You know, go find Clavel in your church and ask him. He would tell you everything, he'd be lying, but he would tell you everything he thinks he knows about dating. He ain't gonna tell you, nah, fam, I would tell you that, but you gotta get in my coast. Come on, fam. The world would not be the world is today if everybody was about hiding stuff behind their coast. Hell with your coast. Everything in your coast you stole from the internet. So because my Google Fu is good, I can search for it further. I might just buy your course because I support you. Huh? You ever think about that? Like, people, be helpful. Stop trying to be greedy. And there's no shortcuts. This is not going to happen overnight. So don't make moves in desperation. Don't make moves in, I need this to happen right now, right? You need to do moves because you mean it, because you want to, and you have something behind it. You know what I'm saying? There you go. What's up, Los? Lowe said, Jordan shooting free throws with his eyes closed. He trusted his track record when reported questioned his decision. We tend to focus too much on how we failed than how we succeeded. 100%. 100%. And Dave ain't never told y'all nothing but the truth. It's easy to buy equipment. It's hard to stay consistent and constantly be uploading. How do you think the phrase, the market will decide, affects creators? I think you are valuably correct. The market will decide. The market will always decide. And that is, yeah, it's kind of tough for that because sometimes the market is going wrong because the wrong people have been saying the wrong things for too long. But there's ways to adjust for that as well. Sorry. My camera likes to focus on the mic, as Neil pointed out. But you know what? I could be up here with my picture off and everything I say is still valuable. So it doesn't matter. Like, I can just turn off the picture and just show a blank screen and it would just be the same amount of good information. So there's that. Yeah, I just think it's true. But here's what I say. And I said this in the podcast this morning, Junior. You heard me say it. You got to challenge the assumptions. I think it's very, very, very helpful to challenge the assumptions, to tell people that this is what the general population is getting because they're being told and followed. This is how you can critically think your way through this and find a better way, because sometimes the details are in the details. And then so, yeah, it happens. But it's fantastic. Fantastic question. Yes. It definitely takes a plethora of troubleshooting skills. It takes flexibility, 100%. 100%. You're forever tweaking that audio. It is very, very sort of important. And yeah, I completely agree with that mentality. Gretchen, you have posted something important I want to show. Enthusiasm leads to imagination, leads to possibility, leads to forward progress. Yes. I mentioned this on Saturday when we were in class. The best motivation in the world is progress. I think a lot of people get tongue-tied or twisted looking at other things, and a lot of times just getting it done will bring you to the next level where you want to go do the next one, right? So, for instance, I'll reflect back to me in my golf game because it's horrible. But I remember going to the driving range and all of that stuff and, like plotting around the range, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun. And then going out to the course for real and hitting the first good drive. It was probably like the third or fourth hole. Hit that first good drive. Sucker goes like 150 yards or whatever. And to me, I might as well have launched one during the majors. I was like, oh, man, you can't wait to get to the next hole to try again until you get the swing of it, And now I'm good for a minimum of 200. But the enthusiasm, if you will, let's keep it on schedule here, of like getting that first good one and just launching it, how good it feels, that was more motivating than anything else I did during the process. It's kind of funny, but that's sort of how it works. So, yeah, it's a good call, Gretchen. Definitely your momentum sort of keeps you going. What did my man Matt O'Brien, Mob Deep in the building, saw this quote on Loan last night. The success of some small efforts repeated day in and day out. Yes, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. 100%. Now, Mob, you'll know this better than anybody. A lot of people want to know, like, how does one get good at Final Cut, right? You get good at it by editing. There's no other way. Like, everything else is just the light, the best way to get good at it is straight up editing. Everything else is not going to help you. All of watching my friends out here in the streets making tutorials, you can stare at Dylan's happy face all day, every day, right? You can watch Matt, edit with me, Matt streams all day, every day. It won't sink in properly until you do it, which is why I'm always like, open up your browser and follow along, man. Open up your software and follow along. It's the best way. You got to do it. And yeah, it's funny. I'm going to harp on that momentum train again. It's kind of a big deal. I did want to point something out to you guys that I just bought, and I thought I was going to be cool and teach, my homie Keely something. And she was like, Doc, I've been had that. And I was like, well, shut up then. So let me see if I can get this to work. Okay, now we got that. And all right, so gang, I picked up this little timer right here. There's probably like 50 of them out. I thought this one was special, but it turns out there's a lot of them. This little timer right here has been gold. Here's the funny thing about it. So I picked up my timer and I was like, Keels, check this out. Because, Keely, like me, is into the Pomodoro technique as well. I used to use an app called Pomodoro, which you can still pick up in the App Store. And I used to just use my phone. But I like this timer because when you hit it, it just starts a little countdown action like this. And when it's done, it'll go and let you know. So at the end of that 25 minutes, you can like get up, stretch your legs, do something else. But it's like a focus timer. You set your, especially those of you guys who are having a hard time finding the time to do such things. Yeah, look, I don't want to buy a timer, Doc. Cool. Open up Ecamm, go like this, set this bad boy to whatever time you want. I'm going to use 25 and then do that. That'll work. There's a million ways to do it, but I like this timer because it's tactile, it's visual, it has a magnet so that it can magnet the stuff. So I can stick it over here in the cabinet, right? Well, you can't see that. Anyway, I think I spent like $18 for this, but I love this timer. Here's the funny thing. So I'm like, yo, Kills, I just saw this really cool timer that is going to be super dope for our Pomodoro runs inside the Discord. And she goes, oh, you mean like this? And she had one. And I was like, all right, fancy pants. So then yesterday, I'm doing my coaching call with Aubrey, and I bust out my timer. I was like, Aubrey, you got to see my new timer. I just got this new timer. This timer is cool. And then Aubrey went, oh, you mean like this? And we all got the same one. Nobody shared any links, nothing like that. All of us got the same timer. Family, this one is gold. I know there's other ones fancier, and there's probably some less fancy. Heck, you can go to Daiso and get the little Pikachu one for $1. That still works. But I like this just because the numbers are huge and it's cool. It's cool. It does have a stopwatch version and things like that. But if you are struggling with your flow, if you will, no pun intended, I like it because I have a cabinet right there I can stick it to. If you're struggling with your flow, you're struggling with your process, or you just want to be a little bit more deliberate and focused about your creating process, grab yourself a little timer and start with your Pomodoro game. Now, there's about 11 million tutorials on Pomodoro. I'm going to just break it down for you in a nutshell. Give yourself some specified time. Give yourself a specified break time. And you can do 15s and 5s, or you can do 40s and 10s, or you can do 45s and 15s, or you can do 25s and 5s. Like whatever you do, just break it down. You got your time of focus work, and then time for a break, and then come back and focus work, and then come back for a break. The other thing that allows me to do is I have to do these emails and stuff for the business and these emails and stuff for work. So I can't stand email. I think it's the dumbest form of communication ever invented, especially because people don't know how to reply to threads properly. So we're on a group email, people, and there's 10 of us. Do not email me by myself. Hit reply all. It's like that on purpose. Every person that breaks an email chain should be beat. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Paul is laughing in the Discord. You guys can't see. Can you guys look? Paul is cracking up in the Discord over here because it's true. The person that breaks the email chain in a thread should be beat. Like specifically beat with the cat of nine tails. Even if you like it, hey, I'm not gonna, question your authority, India. But yo, that is just rude. It is so rude when somebody breaks the email chain. And for that reason alone, I freaking hate email. It's still one of the best forms of marketing, by the way, but I just hate email. So I have to set a timer for me to remember to go into the emails and do all the email oriented things. Like I just despise email. I hate voicemail worse than email. Don't ever leave me a voicemail, right? Text me. Send me a voice chat like Janice did this morning or something. Those are dope. But yeah, Rich, this is actually the Plain Jane tomato ones that you can get from Amazon too. They're really cheap. And that's the original, to be honest with you. That's where the name came from. Let me see. I almost thought about picking one of those up because I saw one at Target one day. I was walking and I saw the red tomato timer, and they're actually cool. Yeah, here we go. This is the raw dog tomato timer, like $6.99. But I like digital. You know what's really cool though? This 1-star thing, I don't know why they gave it 1 star. Maybe it's that particular brand, but this style of timer is actually pretty good as well. These are old school. These guys been around for a minute, but they're really, really good timers. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a garlic version. So yeah, this is where the Pomodoro technique came from. It came from the real timer. I oftentimes looked at this silver one too, but I finally found the timer I wanted. And I knew for me, it was going to have to be a very specific thing. This is basically sort of like what I got. There's a couple of cool kitchen timers out there that have like a bunch of timers in a row. So yeah, any one of these is really, really cool. But yeah, dope. Ooh, Dina, this one almost matches your scale, ma. It almost matches your scale. So Liz is talking about getting sent to timeout. When my boys were little, we had a timer like that for timeout. Yeah, we had a 5-minute timer for Emma when we used to put her in timeout. Dina says, I don't even set up voicemail boxes. People can't leave me voicemail. Yeah. You know what it is? My thing, Dina, was I used to tell people anything that you call me for and leave me a voicemail is because you're crying emergency. And then so if it's that much of an emergency, you got to type it out to me and text it. What that immediately did was eliminated the people with the half-ass emergencies because they didn't want to spend the time to type out a detailed text. And that kind of freed up a whole heap of time. All right. So I talked about my timer for a second. couple other cool things that I recently acquired that I just talk about. If if you have any questions, creator specific, drop them in the old chatty chat. This, my friends, is a magnetic tripod thingy. What the word is? Ball head. That's the word. So you can go like this. It's all rubber coated. You want to make sure it's clean, but it's going on my Tacoma, so I don't care. That's what work truck is for. But you can just, and then it's strong. This magnet's to the car, and then I could put my Insta360 there, or another small camera, GoPro, whatever you're into, some sort of action camera. But you can just magnet this to the side of the car. It's also good when you travel. It's a little heavy to carry, but you can magnet your camera to a pole while you do a stand-up or something like that. So it's really cool, something I picked up for making reels, a little small magnet guy. This one is made by Moshuso. Damn it. There it is. There it comes back. I have attempted to correct my camera, and it has not behaved itself. What I believe is going on is I changed the lighting in my room, and now my what you call that thing? Teleprompter screws up my camera. So there's that. But not that big a deal. I'll fix it one day. Other cool things that I recently acquired. As you know, getting ready to go on this road trip. And so this road trip is going to require a whole heap of special stuff. So what I did, I picked up a couple. Oh, let me get that for you. Gretchen wanted the link. Let me see. MOSHUSOMAGNETBALLHEAD. Moshuso magnetic ball head. They come in a couple of different sizes. I think I got the 3.5 inch size. There is a 2.6 inch size. It depends on how big a magnet you want. I would probably tell you, if possible, maybe buy the lighter one. It's not that it's like ridiculously heavy, but like it's heavy. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. A magnetic ball head. Bang. There you go, Gretch. Boom. It's cool though. I like it. I like it a lot. I've been really thinking about getting one of those pill size 360s too. The tiny baby. And then let me go ahead and put the link for these in here so I can show you. Inside our camera bags, things can get a little bit out of control, right? I'm going to just text the whole page for this so I don't have to do individual links. And so, hit that. Bam. Here we go. This is my collection of Shimoda panel wraps, right? I like Shimoda, right? So let me show you what this 3-panel wrap looks like. Here, let's go to the next scene, Monsignor Doc. All right, so it's going to fit like this. It's just a little wallet looking thing. And you undo the clip and it comes out like that. You disconnect it from the buckle. And then you get a nice flat little doojammy like this, okay? So you got a big pocket down here, right? So let's say take in SSD, NVMe SSD, throw it in there, right? I could take in my filter rag. This is my Lee 4x4 filter rag for my big 4x4 filters. Stuff that in there, right? So I got my SSD, I got my rag. I could put in something like my iPhone adapter. Of course, my rag isn't folded to the right size, so I'm faking it right now. So I'm gonna just leave it in there. I'm not gonna zip it since my rag's not folded properly. But, you know, those two fit in there real easy. I wanna grab, you know, the HDMI adapter. Can pop that in right there, right? I wanna grab Camlink. Always good to have on the road. Can throw that in right there. Can throw in USB-C, the A adapter. Boom. Just pretend I put it in there and not on the floor, right? All of that stuff fits in here real simple, like, right? Brand new SD cards, you can throw those in here, right? Of course. So when you're done, you can just roll it up like this, and then you snap it back together, and that keeps all your small accessories in a nice, flat little panel wrap, if you will. Here's what I like about these Shimoda brand joints is, dun 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 dun, it has a hanger, okay? Okay. You're like, oh, that's cool. It has a hanger. What you finna do with that? All right, so we out and about. I can just go to a tree and then doink, just hang it. I can hang it on a tiny little nubbin on a tree. So if I got my tripod set right here, I'm shooting a scene, shooting a shot, shooting a landscape or whatever, there's a tree, boom, I can connect it. It's all right there. If I'm shooting through a fence, right? You know, a lot of times the thing that you're trying to shoot is blocked off. There's a little things at the top of the fence where it goes like that. Boom, hang your panel wrap. My tripods, all of my tripods, have a little hook at the bottom. I can't grab one right now, but tripod has a little hook at the bottom, and that's designed so you can put your camera bag there so you can give your tripod some weight, and then it doesn't shift around. You can just hang this right off your tripod. So in this particular bag, these are size enough to fit filters, right? But you know me, I gotta be bougie about it. So let me show you another one real quick. This is a 2-panel. So same thing, but smaller. So this one will house other things, probably batteries, SD cards, things like that. But when you go into a smaller shoot, I can just grab this out of the bag. What's cool about these is as the things fit inside your bag, I got a big old Shimoda Explorer V35. There's my tripod right there on the side. It's easy to just reach in the bag and pull out a panel wrap as opposed to trying to find all the myriad things in the bag, right? So, for instance, I currently have my Rode Wireless Go and this little thing that came with Rode, but I don't like this bag. So I'm going to take the microphone things and fit it inside this panel wrap because it'll be a better organization to my camera bag. So those are these two, right? And I'll show you real quick what I had normally been doing is I carry this little rickshaw zipper thing. And when I get in the plane, I just reach into my Shimoda, I pull this out, and this fits right into the back of the seat pocket. And what I keep in there is mask, sign of the times, sanitizer, also sign of the times, requisite Hawaiian Airlines mustache and beard comb. You never know, you might sit next to somebody hot. Oro 9 Japanese hand moisturizer because the airplane dries you out. It's obnoxious. You guys don't know about these. These are Japanese eye masks. These are cool. You put these on your face and they get temperature activated and it's warm and soothing. And like they got lavender, mint, some other ones. So I like to put these on when, you know, getting on your nerves. Lysol wipes because people is nasty. I don't trust the airplane to clean up after themselves. Filter lens wipe is there. Japanese nature wipes, just in case, you know, there's a toilet incident. Sony cleaners, lens cleaners, and extra chocolate bar, just in case. And then a couple packs of green tea. That's it. Plus iPhone cable. So instead of that bag, I'm going to put it in my Shimoda bag because it makes it easy to, again, it just, all my stuff will match. It's easier and it's easier to put inside the thing. And these will actually squeeze the product a little bit flatter so that way it takes up less space. So I'm getting rid of my old rickshaw pencil bag that I use for my seat pocket bag and I'm switching it to the Shimoda bag because trust me, people, if you travel at all, having a seat pocket bag is the dopest thing you will ever do to your life. You literally get in the plane, you throw your bag in the overhead, you open the closest pocket, pull your seat pocket bag out, and then throw it in, grab your iPad, and sit down. And then now you're not the person like fuffling and shuffling while everybody's standing in line waiting for you, calling you all kind of bad names. So Sea Pocket bag is the best way to go. Rich, you know it, right? People is nasty. People is nasty. You gotta have the soft hands. Don't nobody want to feel your crispy ass hands, dudes out here in these streets. You gotta soften them up, right? So a good Japanese moisturizer is good for you. Let me see what he's saying. Speaking of road trip, any tips for people going to peak with the video for the first time? Yes, I will get back to that. Let me finish this up. Super good question, Mike. I appreciate you. Man, Matthew, I'm secret story you don't know about me. I am a bag bitch. I got so many bags, it's not even funny. Shimoda camera bag has been my favorite so far. Built like a tank, looks good, doesn't scream camera bag. That was the number one thing for me, Matt. It doesn't scream camera bag. When you carry around a Manfrotto or Think Tank or F-Stoppers, fantastic bags. I got one. It says F-Stoppers on it. To a thief, it says, take me. It literally says camera on the outside. Like, I don't like bags that look like camera bags. So I like this because it has some sturdiness to it, but it doesn't. And I can't do it easily in this particular stream, but my favorite thing about this bag, I'll be more than happy to give you a personal demo, Matt, I'm going to show you this. This bag works off of what's known as a cell, right? Okay, two favorite things. These straps right here on the back, it might be a little bit hard to see, but what they do is they provide you with, I can adjust for India size, right? I can adjust for like Paul size, and then I can adjust for like our size, big folk size, right? So you can adjust the strap heights. That part is cool. But in the back here, this internal cavity, not everything don't fall out when I do this. This internal cavity, it actually comes out. It comes out as a single like thing. You can just pick it up and yank it out. So if I'm already at my destination and I don't need my whole kit, I just want to say grab an A7 IV and 28 to 70 kind of thing. You can just grab that, take the cell out, leave the rest of that cavity empty for day tripping, and then you can put snacks or jacket, raincoat, small tent, things that you could do without bringing your whole kit. So I like that it can easily convert to a normal backpack, or like when I go to a destination, we go shopping at the grocery store or something. I can pull everything out, take that, so it's much easier. Okay, last thing to show you guys before I answer Mike's question. I've been waiting for this. They were out of stock forever. Finally came back in. So I got my Shimoda filter wrap because I'm a filter kind of guy, right? So this is really cool. Shimoda is so dope. My bag actually has a tiny built-in filter wrap on the side, but I get scared. Let me show you. Wait. Right here on the side, there is a filter wrap. Wait, that's the camera entry. Nope, that's the filter wrap. There is a filter portion right here on the side, but I get scared to put stuff in there because it's right on the side. I don't want nobody to hit it. So what's in there? Shinobi. I just keep the Shinobi in there backwards so that way it doesn't get crushed. But I don't like putting my filters in that one because I'm weird about filters. I blame my dad for this. I buy expensive filters because I don't want my image ruined by trying to save $5 on the filter. So I tend to buy like Nisi and Breakthrough, like high-end filters. I'm not a fan of Tiffin anymore, even though everybody's about that Black Pro Mist. Yeah, not me. I buy a Nisi mist filter instead, or soft diffusion. I'm not a fan of, Tiffin used to be super good high-end filters. Now they're kind of cheap. I'm into like Lee, Konkin, Breakthrough, like grown folks filters made by people that know what they're doing. All right, so that being said, got my little filter wrap here, and that is it. Last piece, I forgot, I got one more. This one was purely impulse purchase, got nothing to do with the cost of tea in China, but this is a Shimoda podcast wrap. not podcast. What did I just say? He's silly. This is a passport wrap. Again, something that I'll end up using for my seat pocket bag, but your passport fits in here. Very simple, very easy. Let me throw these on the floor. Stop dropping crap. Come here. Go like that. And so I'll use this as a demonstration. I used to use this little rickshaw piece right here, and it has a little thing for your field notes. So that will fit perfectly in this little pocket. It has a place for an ink pen, which I can put in my Fisher Space Pen. But for right now, I'll just throw that in there. Place for a couple of cards and a place to stick your passport. So you can take this bad boy and put it in your bag somewhere. And what's really cool about this is it comes with a cord, right? So you can attach this cord. All bags have a place to attach things like this inside so they don't come out. So you can attach it in your bag, but you can pull it out, get what you need, use it, but you're never going to drop it, leave it, set it down, or do something like that because you can tether it to the inside of your bag, which, again, I like. Now, you can use this for SD cards. You can use this for your shot list. It doesn't have to be a passport situation, but I just got it because this makes, again, something easy to stuff inside the side or front pocket on the Shimoda and then go to town. So I don't know if you guys noticed about this, but I bought the V2 and it made me fall in love with the Shimoda. And to me, Shimoda is life, which is crazy because I've been rickshaw forever. And so hopefully my buddy Mark doesn't see this and be like, why did you switch? And I'm like, Shimoda is dope. It's just dope. So there's that. Gretchen has a Shimoda for the SSDs, the Belkin charger, a few other things, panel wraps, other accessories. Yes, dude, it's dope. Actually, Gretchen, I forgot. You did tell me that you had a Shimoda Action 30. Oh, yeah. Matt, don't hate me for this. I looked at it closely, and there's a couple things about the McKinnon bag that I didn't like, which is why I didn't go that route. But yeah. +1 for eye things. Yeah, dude, these Japanese eye wraps are the money shot. They're so good. They're so good. So now I feel better about my purchase, Gretchen, because, you know, although I'm your content creation coach, you have been photographing way longer than me. So I trust your judgment on this one, right? I trust your judgment on this one. It's really good. I thought about getting the green Shimoda, but I started having military flashbacks and then I changed my mind. Kevin, I did put this generic link in for the Shimoda page, but let me find you my V2. It's really cool. Oh, wait, Matt, I got one more for you, fam. You're going to just laugh at this. This is the V2 right here. I love this bag. This bag is so good. But let me grab this right here. Copy that and give this to Kevin. Put this in here and then get a linky link. I guess I should just use my my Genius button would probably make this faster. But anyway, we'll go like that. So now you're in there. And then I just did get this, and hopefully it'll make it before I leave. Yes, so I just did get this. Hopefully this makes it before I leave because I'm just going to travel with 2 Shimoda bags. So this one is pretty solid, and the same thing, I can use my camera cavity, just drop it in there. But I like the way that when you lay it flat, it opens up like a doctor bag. You know, like they really built it intentionally like a doctor bag. So when you lay it flat, it rolls out, it opens up like a doctor bag, and, you know, it's glorious. So I've been looking at a lot of reviews about this, and I don't know, man. This one just looks fantastic. Okay, super dope. Let me see if they have a good shot of the doctor bag action. Also, yeah, there it is. I like the blue inside as opposed to the black insides. it's so much easier to see when you out in the field to see with a different color insides instead of black. Like it's crazy. All right, I'm gonna go back to Mike's question. Where'd he go? Da-da-da-da. I guess that's why you're supposed to use a Q colon so you can get right back to it there, Doc. All right, so Mr. Mike says, speaking of road trips, tips for someone going to People of Video for the first time. The benefits of the VIP. Well, the number one thing is we have the mixer happening, and that is just dope. Like you're literally hanging out in the room, and unlike many conferences, the VIP mixer is going to be like 2,000 people deep. People of Video is a small conference. It's way more intimate. So last year, the VIPs, everybody that came to kick it in the mixer, I swear there's like 30 people total on top of the speakers. So you get way more one-to-one time to kick it in that particular instance. So I know like Roberto and I was talking to like 3 guys for the longest time. And I feel like you get a better chance to connect with the show goers, if you will. So there's that side of it. And yeah, like it was funny. Couple 2-3 weeks ago, Matthew came in and Matthew's like, man, I've been contemplating going to this conference. Should I go? And I was like, not even breath. I was like, yep, just go. It is a fantastic place to meet and network and just be around people where you don't have to explain everything. Like a lot of times when you're talking to your friends or your family or whatever, like you don't have that secret code language. Like it's different. You are with your in-kind folks. Conversations are incredible. Great opportunity to build collabs or, shoot quick little shorts and things like that. Yeah, it's amazing. So definitely come, be prepared. Bring a notebook for taking notes and stuff, of course, but I would also have a little voice recorder handy so that you can, sort of pay attention to what they're talking about and let the recorder take your notes for you and then go back and add your notes later. A real cool trick that India showed us, if you use Notability or GoodNotes, you can record the audio on your iPad, and as you take the notes on your iPad, it will set a time sync that matches them together. So when you click on the words on your iPad later, it'll take you to that portion of the recording. Yeah, man, you're going to have a blast. It's really hard to describe because I don't want to jade you. I want you to come in like with that enthusiasm we talked about at the top of this showgram. It's mind-blowing. You're going to get so much good connections. First of all, I can't wait to meet you. You get to hang out with Anna and Fulgens in real life, which is a special party in and of itself. And bring a seatbelt and a helmet because Miss Diana, she is a blast. She's so smart. She's going to give you so much info. Like every time Diana's talking, there's a crowd of people around her just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to be amazeballs. Matthew says, can't wait for Vid Summit. So glad to make it. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to have a blast. I will be living vicariously through what you talk about in our Discord while you're at Summit because I can't make Summit because we got our Ecamm Leap into Podcasting show is directly after. So I wouldn't be able to make it. I would have to go from Boston to Cali, back to Boston. So it's just not going to happen. But I will definitely be paying attention to what you're putting out, Matt. I'm just telling you, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And guys, if you get a chance to conference it up, like it is a thing. And because of JFK, now we're going to have to make a conference in Jamaica. I don't know how much work I'm going to get done if I'm in Jamaica. I'm just going to eat and sleep, right? Because I absolutely freaking love Jamaican food. Kirk and I, when we were in San Diego, we got a chance to meet up. And I was like, Kurt, I promised to take you to a Jamaican restaurant. So we went and we taught Diana and Kenya what the brown stew is. They was like, oh, what? This is good. So Yo! Oh, snap, nap. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Matthew Obi. Family. That is dope. That is dope. Man, considering the amount of work you put in, and the last couple videos have been smokers, like legit smokers. So congratulations, Mobb Deep. I appreciate you, bruh. That is a good win. And fam, I'm telling you guys, you guys can you guys can get there, man. It's literally about consistency. Carlos was talking about it earlier. It's about the consistency. It's about, putting out the content. Even when you think this is not a good piece, drop it. Because I can almost guarantee you, every one of us in this chat who has been doing this for, say, more than 50 videos, you have created a video that you thought was an absolute turd, and it turned out to be one of your best ones. Happens all the time. It happens all the time. JFK, I just seen it. Dina just got hers, and my order is probably going in today or tomorrow. But Dina just got hers. So maybe show up to her podcast. Sorry. See, I'm on podcast brain today. Show up to her show on Thursday, and maybe she'll show it. Or it's next Thursday, because the last Thursday was there. So yeah, go to Dina's show next Thursday, and then you might be able to see it. And then, yay, there's Matt's channel. Guys, I'm telling you, man, it's it's a good feeling, man. When you hit that, it just feels good, because that means that you're putting in the information that people are enjoying. And I think those of us that are helping people, it's a different thing. It's not the same vanity as like I'm cute and I'm putting on my, show you around the world and show you how cool my life is type of people. And nothing against them, they can do what they want. But I think those of us that actually genuinely helping people, it's a different feeling when you hit one of your milestones. I feel it's more fulfilling. Well, me personally anyway. I can't speak for Matt. He might just be trying to get 20,000 because he's handsome. Sorry, Matt. I had to throw you under the bus real quick. I can't just let all of it be positive. Guys, so that was it. I really just, came today to do a quick Q&A because, man, my podcast life is busy today. Again, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the brand new podcast that Ecamm just dropped out, The Flow with Katie and I is super, super awesome. I just wanted to, once I get my Shimoda bags all filled out and ready to pack for this trip, I will, Gretchen asked earlier, I will go through and show you what my Take This Party on the Road pack out looks like. Yo, Matt, hold on. Got an idea. For all of the guys that are in our Discord, we should do like a big like pack out. Like, what does our pack outs look like on any given day? Mine is going to be set up for doing content on the road. I know that oftentimes you're in like filmmaker mode or whatever, but it'd be really cool for us to build a pack out list of just, myself, you, Dylan, some of the other cats that are in there, like Mr. Staten, whatever. Josh, them. It'll be really cool just to see what the Brandon, like what we all put in our pack outs. It'll be interesting. Anyway, so yes, I will definitely show you guys my pack out for my setup. I can tell you right now. Oh, Brady, dude, send me a picture real quick. I know you ain't doing shit. Send me a picture. Brady has been working on this badass setup to put his YOLO box inside of a case. I have a Pelican roller. Actually, let me fix that. I have a Porter Brace roller, which is the exact same as the Pelican rollers. But when my family, we had our store, we were Porter Brace dealers. So I got Porter Brace bags. Do not, I would say this from the bottom of my heart, do not go out and buy Porter Brace bags. They cost a grip. They're dope AF, but they cost a grip. I gave Tom Buck 2 Porter Brace bags the other day when I went to San Diego. He thought I was crazy. And I'm like, no, man, you just keep them because we have a lot. Anyway, it's a small little rolly guy. And so Brady took a Pelican version of the same and built them out. On that note, if you need something rugged, Pastor Keith or Keith Pelzer, he just started out with the B&H brand of Pelican. It begins with the N, and they come in a lot more colors, but it's the same kind of poly stuff on the outside. So for the most part, if you need a rugged outdoorsy case, you don't have to go Pelican. Pelican's more on the expensive side. SKB is also a dope brand, but there's a bunch of these polymold type cases out there if you need something that's roadworthy. So yeah, Brady, I'll be super excited to see what you created with your mobile setup. And if you want, you can come and show us. And then we bound. I know you got to hide because of work. You can show us in the Discord. It'd be super cool. All right, cool. I'm going to put out a shout out to my homies in the Fountain Card Discord and see if everybody wants to do a collaborative pack out video and to send me what they got so that we can come and show you guys what we got in our packs. It'll be cool. I think it's dope. All right, family, that's it. I will see you guys on Saturday. If you are part of the family and you haven't done so already, I did put up a blank idea form for you guys to fill out. We went over this in class on Saturday, but if you didn't get one and you want one just so you can play with it, let me know. Rich did us a solid and made it fillable if you want to go and fill it in your favorite PDF thing. I like the way Keely did it. Keely just did hers with iPad and just, filled it out real quick, just using some scribblies in the iPad. It's just a piece of paper, fam. You could do it on the index card or a 3x5 card. If you haven't done so already, take some time today at lunch or while you're eating or whatever, and just put out what your next 10 pieces of content are. Whether they're full-on videos, whether they're Twitter posts, whether they're LinkedIn posts or Discord posts, whatever, you should really make yourself a list somewhere. I keep mine in my phone, actually, of your next 10 pieces of content. Here's why. Because you will sit down at a computer or you'll sit down, you're waiting for the doctor, right? You're waiting for the lab results. You got nothing to do. It's a good time to look at what content you got coming up so you can plan in the coordinates. You know what I'm saying? That way you're not just stuck, right? When you get down with some time, you don't want to be stuck. So I have this idea link available. It's in the Discord, but if for some reason you can't get to it, send me an email. I'll send it to you. Truth be told, you can just write this on a piece of paper somewhere. It's in there. It's in there. That's what I was thinking of, Kevin. Thank you. It's called the Nanook. I knew it was something funny like that because I always tell people when they dress overly warm when it's actually warm where we are, I say they dress like Nanook from the north. Anyway, gang, we are going to slide over into the after party in the Discord. Right now is me and Paul and Albs. So if you're in Discord squad, jump into the after party, and then we'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you so much.
City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center, if I could